Most people don't wake up one day and decide to ruin their finances. There's no dramatic moment where spending suddenly gets out of control. Instead, it happens quietly. So quietly that most people never notice it happening at all. If you earn more today than you did 5 years ago, but your financial stress hasn't really changed, the problem probably isn't your income. It's what slowly became normal. Welcome to Adam Invests. This channel isn't about getting rich fast, beating the market, or chasing financial trends. It's about understanding how money actually works in real life, especially for people who earn decently, live responsibly, and still feel financially stuck. Here, we talk about everyday financial decisions, the psychology behind them, and the quiet habits that shape long-term stability without hype, without guilt, and without pretending life is simple. If you're trying to think more clearly about money, not emotionally, but rationally, you're in the right place. Now imagine a fairly typical situation in the United States or Europe. You're in your late 20s or early 30s. You went to school, got a degree, found a decent job, and your salary has grown over time. Let's say you earn around $70,000 a year in the US. After taxes, health insurance, and deductions, about $4,200 a month actually lands in your account. In many European countries, the numbers look different, but the pattern is the same. A stable income, nothing extreme, nothing irresponsible. At first, your expenses feel reasonable. Rent or a mortgage takes about $1,500. Utilities and internet cost another $200. Groceries sit around $400. You still feel like you have room to breathe. Then life slowly starts upgrading itself. A car payment feels reasonable. Everyone has one. So now it's $450 a month. A newer phone every couple of years. Streaming platforms. Subscriptions you barely notice anymore. Credit cards stop being for emergencies. They become tools for convenience. Travel, furniture, small rewards after a long week. Student loans are still there, but manageable, at least on paper. None of this feels reckless. You're not shopping impulsively. You're not living beyond your means. You're just living what feels normal for your stage of life. And that's the problem. Most people don't overspend. They normalize. They normalize monthly payments. They normalize debt. They normalize the idea that most of their income is already committed before the month even begins. Let's slow down and look at the math calmly. That $450 car payment doesn't sound serious, but over 6 years, that's more than $32,000. That's before insurance, fuel, maintenance, or depreciation. Add $300 a month in credit card spending that doesn't get fully paid off, that's $3,600 every year. Often at interest rates close to 20%. Subscriptions quietly reach $150 a month. That's another $1,800 a year for things that rarely improve your life in any lasting way. Individually, these choices don't look dangerous. Together, they quietly consume future. Flexibility. Not because you made bad decisions, but because each decision felt reasonable when you made it. The real mistake isn't spending. It's confusing what's common with what's healthy. In modern middle-class life, debt is everywhere. Car loans are expected. Credit cards are standard. Living paycheck to paycheck, even on a good income, is rarely questioned. When everyone around you lives this way, restraint starts to feel extreme. Saving starts to feel like sacrifice. Not upgrading feels like falling behind. Psychologically, humans don't experience money in absolute terms. We experience it relative to our environment. If coworkers upgrade apartments, staying put feels like stagnation. If friends drive newer cars, your reliable one starts to feel outdated. You're not buying luxury, you're buying normal, and normal is expensive. Over time, this creates fragility. When most of your income is locked into fixed payments, you lose options. You can't easily change jobs. You can't reduce stress by working less. You can't invest consistently without feeling anxious. Even small disruptions become overwhelming. A medical bill, a temporary income drop, an economic slowdown. It's not that you're broke. It's that you're financially fragile. That fragility is what keeps people stuck for decades, even while earning well. Financially intelligent people don't live dramatically different lives on the surface. They don't necessarily earn more. They don't avoid spending altogether. They simply resist normalizing future obligations. They don't ask whether they can afford the monthly payment. They think about what that payment commits their future income to. They don't chase upgrades. They protect flexibility, the ability to say no, the ability to absorb shocks, the ability to invest without stress. They understand that feeling. Wealthy and being financially stable are very different experiences. If this pattern continues for 10 or 15 years, the outcome is predictable. Income rises. Lifestyle rises with it. Savings fall behind. Not because of failure, but because nothing ever felt excessive enough to stop. Awareness is the turning point, not guilt, not restriction, just clarity. Once you notice how normalization works, it becomes much harder to ignore. If this way of thinking helped you see money a little more clearly, consider subscribing to Adam Invests.